In the days of King Solomon, in a city of Israel, a young craftsman named Eliam began to make a name for himself among the people. His hands shaped wood and stone with remarkable precision. People spoke of his talent in the markets and in the courtyards of their homes. Yet, alongside his skill, something quieter was growing within him: pride. From a young age, Eliam had heard the teachings found in the Book of Proverbs. One saying remained in his memory: pride goes before destruction. Still, as his work gained admiration, those words began to fade beneath the recognition he received each day. His workshop stood beside the central square. It was a simple structure, built of stone and wooden beams, open to the street so passers-by could observe his craft. Around it, the marketplace came alive at dawn, merchants offering spices, freshly baked bread and linen garments, voices blending with the steady sound of footsteps on the ground. The air carried warm, familiar scents. A gentle wind moved the cloth coverings that shaded the stalls from the sun. Everything in that place reflected a simple life shaped by effort, patience, and tradition. Eliam, about 20 years old, stood out not only for his skill but for his presence. His dark hair fell to his shoulders, and his intense eyes always seemed fixed on the next challenge. His face showed determination, marked by long nights of labor. He wore a linen tunic tied with a leather belt that held his tools. His worn sandals revealed days without rest. His hands were steady and precise. But his voice was beginning to harden. "No one in this city can match my work," he often said. Other craftsmen listened in silence. Some with admiration, others with unease. The recognition he had long desired was beginning to build a barrier between him and those around him. Then one day, everything changed. A messenger arrived with an important commission, a piece intended for a significant building. It was no ordinary task. It required not only skill, but knowledge beyond technique. For the first time, Eliam hesitated. As he examined the materials and the design, another teaching from the Book of Proverbs returned to his mind: "He who despises instruction will fail." He knew he could not complete the work alone, but his pride resisted. 4 days, he worked in silence, trying to solve every detail by himself. Yet mistakes began to appear. The proportions did not align. The structure did not respond as it should. Frustration grew. In the workshop, his apprentices watched without speaking. His neighbors avoided interfering. The young man who once seemed unstoppable was now facing his limits. Then, in the midst of exhaustion, another teaching came to him: patience is better than strength. Eliam set his tools down on the table. The sound marked a turning point. For the first time, he left his workshop not to display his work, but to seek help. He visited other craftsmen, older men with years of experience. Some received him with surprise, others with caution, but they listened, and they taught. They showed him techniques he had never considered. They spoke of mistakes they themselves had made. They taught him to observe, to wait, to understand. Little by little, something within Eliam began to change. He returned to his workshop, this time, not as someone who knew everything, but as someone willing to learn. The process was slow. Every cut of wood became more deliberate. Every strike against the stone, more measured. The work advanced with a calm he had never known before. Pride began to fade. In its place, something stronger emerged: wisdom. At last, the work was completed. It was not only precise, it was balanced. When it was delivered, those who saw it recognized not only the craftsman's skill, but the harmony within it. Eliam remained silent. He no longer sought praise. He had understood that true growth does not come from pride, but from humility, and that the words he once ignored had always been the path he was meant to follow. From that day on, his name continued to be known. But now, alongside his talent, people also spoke of his character. And in Eliam's heart, one truth remained firm: true greatness is not found in being above others, but in learning to walk among them.